Welcome to the Joy of Plants iPhone app. Today I'm going to show you how to use the app to find plants for your garden. The first plant we're going to look for is a climbing plant with white flowers and that's evergreen, because I like plants to add a bit of interest in the winter. So we're going into Browse by Grouping, scroll down to find the climbers, open the climbers and open the climbers evergreen group. I can see from this list of plants there are lots of red and pink flowers. I'm looking for a white flower. The euonymus don't have any flowers at all. I'll scroll straight past those. Hederas, the ivy, I don't want an ivy, so I'll scroll past those. And the first plant I come across that catches my eye is the Lonicera, the honeysuckle. So we'll open the Lonicera honeysuckle, have a look at the photograph. That looks quite interesting. I can check the looks page. White flowers. Oh, it's scented, sweet vanilla scent. And it flowers in the summer and it's evergreen. I can check the needs page to see that yes, it suits my garden, the soil type and the moisture. And plant care, yes, it's low maintenance for beginners, so that would suit me. So I'll bookmark this by adding it to my favourites list. And then I shall go back to the photograph and I'll swipe to move on to the next plant. This is the Lonicera pericliminum and this also looks interesting to me. I'll check the details on the looks page. Yeah, this one flowers from the summer through to the autumn, so this could be even better for me. And the needs page, yes, this one isn't a low maintenance plant, but I think I can cope with that. So I'll add this one to the favourites to keep an eye on it as well. And I'll go back to the groups and see if there are any other plants that catch my eye. More red flowers. Passiflora, the passion flower. I don't want one of those. So here's one here, the Chinese jasmine, the Tracheospermum. This looks interesting. This would suit my wall, which is south and west facing. Says it's an excellent climber with an award of garden merit, so it's a plant that's recommended by the Royal Horticultural Society. Check the looks. Yes, this looks like the sort of thing I want. And the needs page, yes, it would suit my garden soil. And it's also drought resistant, which would be very good for this hosepipe ban we're currently facing. I'll add this one to my favourites as well. Now I'll go to my favourites and check which ones I put in there. I've saved 2 Loniceras and the Tracheospermum. Now we're going to look up a plant that's been recommended to me, the Penstemon apple blossom. So I go back to the plant finder index and I'll browse and search by name and type in the name. Penstemon. Okay, and search. And it's found quite a few. Oh, the third one in the list is the Penstemon apple blossom. So I'll have a look at the photograph. That looks very pretty. I think I'll like that in the garden. Check the looks page. How big does it get? 0.8 metres high at 10 years. That looks suitable. Flowers in summer and autumn. Needs page tells me it would like my position in the sun and it'll like the soil that I've got. So I'll add this one to my favourites and then I'll go back to the list. The last plant I want to look up is a Heuchera, so H-E-U-C-H-E-R-A, and search, and it's found 48 entries. I think that's too many to look through, so I think what I'll do with this one is I'll go and see which Heucheras they have at my garden centre and then I'll compare that with the list and find one I like that they've actually got. Okay, now the last thing I want to do before I go down to the garden centre is to look up a plant, a small plant with blue flowers. So I'm going to go back to the plant finder index, go to find plants by and add my criteria. So I want to have the colour to be a blue flower I want the plant size, height to be small. I want for the planting site for it to be in the sun, and the moisture to be drought prone because we're likely to have a hosepipe ban. And I'd like the plant to be evergreen. And because I'm a bit of a lazy gardener, I think I'll set the plant care to low maintenance and then search. And it's found 12 plants for me. So looking down the list of things, penstemon. So previously I'd picked a penstemon. So this is another kind of penstemon, a penstemon heterophyllus heavenly blue. Have a look at the photo. That looks very pretty. Check the details on the looks page. So this grows to 0.3 metres high, has blooms in the summer. In terms of needs, it's hardy and it will cope with the soil in my garden. So I shall bookmark that by adding it to favourites. Look to my favourites and it's now in the list. So to prepare my shopping list for going to the garden centre, I've saved my plants in the favourites list. I've got my climbers and my herbaceous perennials that I want to have a look for, and I choose to sort by botanical type, and then it'll show me that I'm looking for climbers and herbaceous perennials, and then I'll know where to look for them in the garden centre. Here we are now at the section for climbers, and I've got a few climbers on my list that I'm looking for. The first one is the Lonicera japonica halliana, and I found this one. Here we are in the herbaceous perennials section, and I found the heucheras. This one here I like the look of. It's called the Midnight Rose, and there's another purple one over here I like the look of. That's called Obsidian. So now I'm going to look for the heucheras. Browse search by name, type in heuchera, search, and scroll to find the ones I need to look for. So Midnight Rose, have a look at the looks. This one has pink flowers and grows to 0.5 metres. Now I'll swipe and find the Obsidian. This one has white flowers and grows to 0.6 metres. So this is the one that I want to buy, the Obsidian, because I like the idea of the white flowers. So I'll add that one to my garden. Here we are in the herbaceous perennials section, and I found the penstemons I was looking for. The penstemon apple blossom and the heavenly blue. So the penstemon apple blossom I'm going to buy. So I'm going to add it to my garden and remove it from my favourites. And the penstemon heavenly blue I'm also going to buy, add it to my garden, remove it from favourites. So now I've bought my plants, I can go and see them in my garden. So I've bought my heuchera, my lonicera and my 2 penstemons, and I can even go and look at how they appear in each of the seasons. So the heuchera is adding interest in the spring. I've got all plants adding interest in the summer. I've got the heuchera and the penstemon adding interest in the autumn, but I haven't got any plants adding interest in the winter. So for my next trip to the garden centre, I might want to look up plants that add interest in the winter before I go and buy anything.